Hey everybody, we are back for a Monday mini, and I'm really super excited to be here today. So exactly why are we coming to Monday minis? Well, it is absolutely wonderful for just stepping away from your everyday busy life, because I don't know about you, but for me, life always seems super busy, and it's really nice to get together during these times and taking, even just 30 minutes just to step away, create something beautiful, get a little extra dopamine in your system, which, lowers that anxiety and helps with that depression. So if you have been feeling anxious lately, or you've been feeling, a little bit just like in a bog, kind of your thoughts everywhere, then this is a great time to get down to doing something for yourself, an act of self-care, and there is no better act of self-care for mental health than being creative. So we're going to jump in here. I'm using a multimedia book. There is going to be a supply list in the description, or there is right now. So you can pause the video and go check that out if you need to grab some supplies. And we're going to start here. I just taped off my sides here, so kind of like a frame. Now, you could use any width that you'd like, so if you wanted to have like a little bit of a skinnier frame, you could, or you could even leave, the edge off the page a bit if you don't have skinnier tape. This is painter's tape, but I wanted to have a nice thick edge today. We're going to create some nice springy, summer kind of flowers. So I'm going to get started with painting a background, and I'm going to put some purple on my plate. So I have some brilliant purple, and I'm also going to put a little bit of magenta as well. So let me just get my magenta here. And then I'm going to put also a little bit of white as well. I'm losing the hard pieces here. And we're going to paint the background. So I'm just going to flip my book a little bit. And I'm going to use a large flat brush because that's the best brush to use to move side to side and fill up a space quicker, which the background, there's nothing really to go around. We just want to fill up the space. So it's also a great blending brush. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to put this purple as it is. The magenta I'm going to tone down a little bit with some white, but I'm just going to come straight across. And I'm just doing long strokes back and forth. And for me, I'm going to come down, I want the majority of my background to be this pretty purple color. And grab a little bit more. So I'm coming down all the way, almost all the way to the bottom. This is just personal preference. You can do your background however you'd like. Just bringing in a second coat here before I blend, because once we blend, we don't really want to be bringing in a second coat. We can bring in a second coat and re-blend again, but I find just the purple is a little bit thinner. And then I'm going to go into my pink here. I have some purple on my brush, it's okay. I'm just going to lace them on the side, grab some white, and we're going to mix up a little bit of a lighter color here. And then we're going to come in, just go straight across that line, and we're just going to go back and forth. And just kind of come up. The paint should still be wet. That's how you're going to blend it in really good. So you can't see a line anymore. We'll just see a nice light view here. And I'm going to leave that like that. So I'm going to quickly blow dry it. So if you're still painting yours, I'm going to blow dry it. I'll be right back, and you can come and just, when you're done, pause it and fast forward to this part. Okay, so what we can do here is you can paint your whole painting and have a clear, crisp edge for the whole painting, but I don't want to do that today. I want to try something a little bit different. So I'm going to take now, and I'm going to take my tape off. But yeah, you could definitely leave your tape on. Just be super careful. If you're painting on canvas, this won't happen, but sometimes this happens with the painter's tape, as it likes to rip my paper a little bit. I find actually washi tape works really good for this. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave that there. And we're just gonna go really gentle. Okay, so we have a nice, clean, and crisp edge there. It's not going to stay that way because I'm going to put some flowers in here and mess it up a bit. So we're going to use our edge as a guideline, but we can come in and put whatever color paint we want our flowers to be. So I generally like to paint from the opposite sides of the color wheel. That really makes paintings pop out. So I'm going to be grabbing like a teal or aqua color. Once I clean up my brush here. So I have here a turquoise, a deep turquoise. So I'm going to use that. And then I have some white on my plate still, so I'm just going to start with this. So we're going to do some deep turquoise flowers. I'm going to grab my Filbert brush. I have a size 8, I believe this is. It's covered with paint, but I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, right there. Size 8. And I'm going to just take and scoop a little bit of this to the side. Just kind of divide that there. Grab some white, lighten it up. You're going to see how pretty that color is going to be on here. So we're going to use the edge as a guideline for one side of the flower. So we could pretend like the tape's still there and just come in, and I'm going to go past this side here and just put some pretty petals. You can paint those in. Maybe we just do another one here. So we can leave the one edge there like it is. We're gonna let that dry, that way we can come in with another coat. It's a little bit thin right now. We have a flower there, and then we can come in with another one maybe down here. And I'm sticking to this edge here as well. But then when I come over here, I'm gonna bring it out from the edge. And I'm gonna wipe my brush off and I'm gonna let those dry. And then I'm gonna take and mix a little bit more magenta with the white. Get like a nice light pink. And I'm gonna come in with some more flowers in the purple part. So maybe we have a flower coming out here. We can bring another one right in the center. We're going to be adding a lot of embellishments to these, so right now they look kind of plain, but they're going to be super pretty. We're just getting the placement right now for these. So I'm going to bring my brush again, and then maybe we can bring in a pretty blue. So I have phthalo blue here. Get that on my plate. And once again, I'm going to mix this with some white just to lighten it a little bit. And then we can come in with some more pretty flowers. So maybe we're going to use this as our guideline, but we can go, you know, out of the frame here since we didn't really go out down here yet of that frame. Look at how pretty that color is. Just stay along that line. We can have maybe another one here. Just little fun oval shapes. All right, so I'll leave that like that for now. So we're gonna come back in to these flowers. And I'm gonna bring just a little bit of a darker color of each. So we've got our turquoise that we mixed with our white. So we're gonna come in and I'm gonna bring just a dark swoop down here on each section of these. And then same with this here, just a dark swoop across. And then we can go back into the original color, and we're going to get a second coat here. And just kind of blend that out. Start to see that shadow coming in, which is really pretty. And we just don't want to have too much paint on our brush, or we'll kind of cover it up like that. I put a little bit too much. Just gonna bring that dark color back in a bit. And same with the pink, and bring in just a little swoop of that pink underneath. And then go back into that light pink color. Just blend it out. So just kind of going over top of that dark. It's going to blend as long as it's still wet. Going to bring a little bit more back in. And we'll do the same thing with this one here. I'm just mixing a bit more pink here. And we're just going to go along the line of that dark pink and come up like this, and it's going to blend it out. And see how pretty that looks. And then we're going to do our blue next. Remember, you can add as many flowers in here as you want. So we can go darker or we can go lighter. I think I might choose to go a little bit lighter with the blue just because it's already a pretty dark blue. So I'm going to put a little bit more white on my plate. And we're going to go in and mix even a little bit more white here just to get like almost like a sky blue or a baby blue, maybe a little darker than a baby blue. And then we're going to come up across. So you'll notice now when I used the darker colors, I went on the bottom, but because I'm starting with lighter colors now, I'm going on the top because that's where the light's going to hit. And just wipe off the excess, and we're going to go into that dark again and just blend it out. So I always start on the opposite side of my flower, and then when my paintbrush doesn't have as much paint on it, then I go move over. Because if we start over here, that is just going to take over that highlight. It's not going to be as apparent anymore. It's not going to be there as much, if that makes sense, because that paint is, you know, too thick on your brush, so it's going to take it over. And then we have this one here. And I'm always going in the direction, I'm always blending in the direction of the flower. So if the petal's kind of going like this, then that's the way I'm blending it out. Just over top, blending it out. My light paint is getting a bit dry, so I'm just adding a little bit more there before I go in with my dark, just so that when I do this, it doesn't just go over top of it, it blends in. So we have all of our petals there, nice and with highlights and some shadows. And then this is where you can come in. I'm going to come in with a paintbrush and also a pen. So I'm going to start with the paintbrush. I'm going to put some black on my plate. I'm going to water it down. I have just a round brush here, size 3, I believe. I'm just putting some water in there. And then I'm just going to clean that off. I want to start with a clean brush. And then I'm going to just put about half of the brush in this paint. So if you put more than half, you have a chance of just not having as much control, right? It's also going to be the brush gets thicker as it moves down. So your painting might, or your lines might come out a little bit thicker. So I'm going to come in and just do some fun little swoops here. I'm not concerned about it lining up perfectly, so it doesn't have to be like right on that line perfect. I actually don't even want it to be perfectly on the line, to be honest. I want to have, because you'll see what we're going to come in and do with the pen after. This painting is really good for just letting go. So if you are holding on to anything, this painting is really good for just being loose. Just letting stuff go. Almost be like a representation of whatever you're holding on to. If it's stress or something happened, you know, and you're just kind of dwelling on it a bit. All right, so we have that there. And now we can go in and I'm gonna grab my pen. I just wanna make sure it's dry and we can bring in some fun kind of aspects here. So this is where you can just, you know, just go with the flow, paint freely, create freely. I'm gonna go ahead and blow dry this really quick one more time, then we can bring in some more designs. So I just have a black gel pen. So this is my, it's just like a Sharpie S gel, it's called. I just get this at the dollar. I got this at Dollarama. And we're gonna go in and just add a lot of fun things. So we can come into our centers and kind of just add, you know, like maybe we just put a little bit of a swirl in here for the centers. And I'm not overly concerned with going out of the edge. We can put in some fun leaves. So I guess my paint was still a little bit wet there. Put in some fun leaves. So maybe we come up like this. And then we can bring it back and forth, you know, thicken it up a bit, but kind of in a crazy way. And then same with even around the flowers. So maybe there's just, you know, a little extra inside, outside of the flowers. And you can see how it's turning out really fun. Just loose and fun. Letting go if we had a bad day today. I'm just coming across and doing that all over. And this is you adding stuff wherever you want. I'm not I didn't pre-plan this, so it's not like I thought I'm gonna, you know, put this exact line right there. This is just free painting. So painting where you're loose, not pre-planned. And we can continue adding anything anywhere we want. So maybe we want like a little leaf here. And I can even take, I do have a ruler, I don't have it with me, but you could take and, you know, outline the edge. If you wanted to have your edge outlined, it'd probably be best if you had a ruler, but I'm going as straight as I can. And give this edge a nice fun outline. I'm just going to keep flipping this, flipping it. You can even bring in like, if you wanted to, like little, you know, almost like little stems. Maybe they connect from one plant to the next. I'll kind of back up and see how that looks. And then maybe add some white. So I'm going to come in with my detail brush again. Also, if you have like a white gel pen or a white paintbrush, that works too. And I'm going to put a few lines. I'm going to put some dots and just make this really fun. So maybe just some like zigzags here and there with my white. You can see how that even adds more to the painting. So just a super fun, loose painting that you can do. We are at 30 minutes, so I'm not going to carry it on much longer, but just to give you an idea here. And this is something you can take, as long or as short of a time that you want to take. So you don't have to take a ton of time to do a painting like this. You can put, as many shapes as you want. I'm going to just throw in a couple dots here at the bottom of my brush. So if I go into the white here, and then maybe I just put, some fun little dots along there. Maybe up on the leaf. And you can just keep exploring like that. So I'm going to leave it at that today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. You'll see some more video suggestions at the top. Feel free to watch those. They're more Monday minis. Everybody have a great day, and I will be seeing you soon.